My name is Thomas Metal 75, and this shit is between us all because you know what time it is.
Wild card, bitches! Yeah!
That was a light beer from Bumpy's.
So,
Hell yeah!
Hello to all of you fine people in the YouTube land out there. John and Nelly back at you with another beer. Wait a minute. This is not John and Nelly's program. Hello, and thank you for stopping by to yet another edition of the Massachusetts Beer Reviews channel of YouTube. Well, actually, the Thomas Metal 75 channel of YouTube. And that is your host, Thomas Metal 75. I got to remember my own saying, folks. And this is your Wild Card Wednesday. We're at the end of June, just about here, the 25th of June, 2025. And once again, this is your Massachusetts. Well, today I'm going to do a beer, but we'll get to that. This is your Wild Card Wednesday. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Again, Massachusetts Beer Reviews, Thomas Metal 75 tonight. So that tells you I may be reviewing a beer. But our panel today for the Wild Card Wednesday features the co-host of our Wild Card program, all the way from New Jersey, the ABM himself, Alex the Beer Master.
What's up, everybody? Cheers.
All right, cheers. Over there, next to Alex in Rhode Island, is Tanner of the East Coast, LQ. Below that, in the great state of New Hampshire, with pizza and beer reviews, we got frozen pizza and beer reviews. We got Bumpy. Yeah. And we got Dr. Emmett Brown, the nose of knowledge, the home brewer, the craft beer. You know him, you love him. It's not Christopher Lloyd. It's the beer man in Oregon.
Cheers. Cheers.
He said he looked like the guy from Back to the Future.
Oh, you can.
We talked about me 5,281 times there by accident. I'm doing a Massachusetts Beer Reviews as Thomas Metal 75 tonight, but we'll get to that. And before we even do any of that, if anybody is not super familiar with the Wild Card Wednesday, well, where have you been? But if you're not super familiar with the program, it's pretty simple for the most part. We're going to bring each panelist up in 4 different rounds. The first round, you can present your beer. Well, please bring a beer, wine, or spirit. Really, that's the only admittance fees of beverage of a beer, wine, or spirit. Really, any adult beverage, and just don't be a douche. Pretty simple. Yeah, baggage claim. Please don't bring any of your problems and baggage over here. Anything we say or do, hopefully, in the correct context, will be taken as fun and lighthearted. So yeah, we're going to bring each panelist up in 4 different rounds. The first time we bring you up, that round number 1 is going to be your presentation, whatever beer, wine, or spirit you like to present this evening to review. Second time we bring you up in that second round is going to be the review round. Save your final thoughts and scores and letter grades until round 3. That's when you give us your final thoughts, letters, and grades. And the 4th round is the one that we like to call around here the YouTube round, where we ask you to talk about your YouTube channel, what you do on your YouTube channel, what's coming up, and at that time you can let us know if you've been watching anybody recently that you think the rest of our viewers might be interested in on YouTube. So, without further ado, and thank you very much for being the first person to talk in the chat, Bumpy.
Mr. Bumpy himself.
Let's bring up the first person that came into our panel, Alex, the Beer Master. Let's see what beer, wine. I don't know if he's bringing wine. Is he bringing a beer, a wine, or a spirit? Let's see what he's bringing this evening.
That's the best part. You don't know when you're bringing a beer. It's mostly beer, but hey, Never know. So today, as you know my obsession with other half, but I love my Finback too, but I haven't seen any of them yet. So what we got is Other Half Brewing, and it is green down to the socks, and it's a double dry hop India Pale Ale. I've never had this one before. I'm always hunting down the new ones, not always getting the new, getting the old stuff. I don't want to get the old stuff. I want to get the new. The new stuff makes it tasting better. Now the ABV, as we can see, it's a little shiny there, but the ABV is going to be.
So let's go with 6.7.
8.2.
Oh, it's double. Ooh, all right.
You know me, I'm always into my strong beers. You know that. That's why it's there.
Stronger.
Might be a little bit lighter, but most of the beers I drink. But whoa, explode! I don't like that.
Holy shit! No,
Pours up, Shane.
okay.
See what this looks like. All that stuff.
What's it there?
That is looking delicious. We're getting to smell and taste next time around. Appreciate you. Cheers.
All right. Thanks, Sir Alex. Sir Tanner, East Coast. LP.
Cheers, Sir Alex.
Cheers, my brother. Cheers.
You're not legends, you're sirs. I'm gonna knight you.
Legendaries. Come on.
All right. So I saw this at Haxton's, Waldo Road. We got from Gray Sail Brewing of Rhode Island. So these guys are out of West Philly. This is a Raspberry Reef. It's a raspberry wheat ale, 5% alcohol by volume. It says our raspberry wheat ale is totally swell, capturing the energy of crashing waves with bold, juicy berry notes and a crisp finish that hits like the ocean's power, leaving you refreshed and exhilarated. Cheers, Jen and Alan. Check them out at gracehillbrew.com. They're out of 63 Channel Street. Hello, focus. There we go. Why am I so shady? All right. There we go. Yeah. And it was canned for $8.25. So not bad. A couple months.
There it is.
Reef.
Yeah.
Let's crack it open, pour it up. I think this can was like $2 or $3. Not too bad. Gray Sales prices are pretty cheap for the most part.
Yeah.
Like the captain's daughter might be like 16, 18 if I'm not worried by it, but typically they're not an expensive brewery. Pour it up.
Oh, looking delicious.
Oh, woo. There it goes.
Interesting. So yeah, it's a I'd say hold up to the light. It's like this golden orange color. But then yeah, it looks like it's got a little bit of a tint like red to it, a little bit darker. Yeah, super fat, off-white, kind of foamy head on top. Different sized bubbles. A little bit of effervescence at the bottom there. It's gonna look nice in this glass.
Yeah,
See what it's all about next round. Cheers, guys.
Hey, say, but that's an excellent beer, Mr. Poor Tanner. So you did a great job on that.
Wheat beers will kind of sometimes do that. Bumpy
Good boy,
is
Tanner.
got
Good boy.
a hashtag side beer.
Hashtag beer before we get back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Yeah.
Pop TV, baby.
Stoneface.
It is from Stoneface Brewing Company. It is a 7.5% New England IPA with the hops. Oh, it's got one of Beerman's favorites, Citra, Raquel, and Zappa.
Zappa.
Oh.
That's a different word.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anything about Zappa hops? That's cool.
This was canned on 6/11, so yeah, not
Excuse
too
me.
old at all.
Not too shabby, eh?
Not too old, yeah. Like It's like a little over a week.
Wow. That's nice and fresh.
That's what I get. Fresh beers when I shop at the Packy.
You did, yeah. I was
When
gonna
I
say you
shop
did.
at, when I go hunting around for other places that are closer, I'm just unhappy. So I shop at the Packy. Yeah.
That's actually perfect timing on that.
Oh, that looks juicy.
Yeah, actually does. Oh yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
more bumpy.
Jeez. Look at that
Oh
thing.
yeah, head right up to the rim. Very tight knit, frothy white. It's got that opaque, murky orange. It is a deeper orange. It's like a pineapple orange juice mix. But yeah, looks nice and juicy and yummy. We'll see if it is later on. Cheers.
Hell yeah.
Cheers, head right up to the rim.
Nice. Cheers.
Head right up to the rim. Ugh. He said it, not me. All right, Christopher Lloyd. I mean, Beer Man.
Yeah, I mainly got this beer because I like the label was really cool. But this is from Wayfinder, that Portland, Oregon, and it's called Outlaw Country. It's a hoppy lager. So I'm assuming it's possibly a pilsner. They just say lager. I don't know what kind of lager it is, but yeah. So it's one of those hoppy ones, and it's a 4.8. They were very precise. 4.68%. This was canned 418. So let's go ahead and pour it into my Pilsner glass.
I gotta put some of those beers on my YouTube channel. I got two from Tavor I reviewed. I never put them on my channel. From
Yeah,
Wayfinder.
and
From
I didn't
Wayfinder?
order.
Mhm.
I haven't ordered for
I
you
did a cold IPA. Oh, actually, I got one of them I reviewed. It was a cold
I
IPA.
never showed you the can. Sorry.
They got good looking cans over there. They were
I haven't ordered anything from Tavor yet. I still need to do that. I have to set it up.
Nice.
I know. And it's,
Very pretty clear, brilliantly cleared glass of beer here. Very effervescent, champagne gold, light gold, almost a white gold. Not white gold, but very light gold. It does have. There's a slight. It's like a very small hint of. So it's not quite brilliant, but it's clear and a nice bone white head. I'll get into that later. The smell, but boy, I can't wait to try it. Cheers.
Nice. Cheers.
Yeah. For the two beers that I had so far from Tavor that I got from Wayfinder, again, it was a rice lager. I didn't get a chance to review that. It was a sipping beer the last time I poured that one can, and then I have a review in the wings that I need to put up of one of their cold IPAs. I was very impressed. I liked Wayfinder. That was pretty good. So I got a cool beer from the southeastern part of New England that a local, whatever you want to call them, I would say everybody else may say heavy metal. I'm going to say an awesome hardcore band from the state of Rhode Island, from the Providence, Rhode Island area. They collaborated with the Narragansett Brewery, the same one that Beer Man did get to go to when he was here last September. They collaborated. Their band name is Edict, EDICT, and they collaborated to put out a beer called Circle Pit. Circle Pit.
Ooh.
I got a bomber bottle of it. A week ago, maybe, is when I was at the brewery, and I decided to finally buy their Circle Pit beer. It is a 7.5. You probably can't read that properly. It's a 7.5% malt liquor. They did.
Yeah, more liquor.
And for what I can find, and now we did a tasting there. I had a glass there, and the band Edict actually played, which proceeded to have about half of the brewery just leave. Like, what the hell am I listening to? So that was during their 4th anniversary. They did in March 21st, 2025. And according to the little excerpt from their website and their blog on Narragansett Beer, part of their website, they said We're thrilled to launch our new Circle Pit malt liquor that puts a craft spin on malt liquor utilizing locally malted barley and German noble hops. There you go. Yeah.
That's cool.
Let's crack this bad Larry, shall we? Maybe I'll play a little bit of Edict later from the. Oh my God! Maybe I'll play a little bit of Edict later from my buddy Kyle that filmed part of their concert. Let's pour it, shall we? A malt liquor.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's looking delicious.
In a Teku glass.
It looks good anyway. I think.
Malt liquor, not New England.
Yeah, malt liquor.
It's a malt liquor. It's a New England. Yes, it was brewed in New England. And there you go. It's a much darker overall looking version of I don't know whatever you think of as a malt liquor in the United States.
Liquor.
Yes, you got that right. Malt liquor.
If I were to just really quickly, if I were to put this beer, and that is how much is left. If I were to put this beer, in the 6-point rating scale for our whiskey or liquor reviews, I would say that the value gets a pretty bad score. If you bought this in the bottle like I did, it was like 10 or 11 bucks for that one bottle. But it's a craftier made beer, so I haven't assessed it too heavily before, so we're gonna do that today.
Yes.
So, malt liquor, hardcore punk metal, and craft beer. Why the hell not?
Cool. Sounds good.
All right, we're gonna go, and you know what? Go to that round 2, and start with Alex the Beer Master with a beer review, but not before this commercial break.
Round 2, fight.
Round 2 is all yours, buddy.
That's why I want you to do that, Eric, because it makes it fun. But yeah, this is what that's why I do these things. Round 2. What we got here, like I said, is this beer right here, other half brewing, and it is like I said, Green Down Socks. They find some weird stuff in these beers. You know what? Oh, it's beer good. I really don't care, but the designing is pretty cool too. So that's what it looks like. Looks like a New England IPA, regardless of what it says. Doesn't matter. IPA, Indiana Pale Ale, don't matter. Still New England. New England style. One little finger head, little nail, looking delicious. Let's get into the smell, but that is yellow for sure. Let's get into the smell. Those hops are very, they're greeny, like sweet. I can't get it. I can't explain it. Smell good. Like really hoppy, but smells sweet too at the same time. Man,
Smelling good.
That is smelling delicious. Smelling like a sweetness. I'm trying to get the other flavors too, the other smell too, but yeah, that is smelling delicious. Let's get into the taste, see what it tastes like. I mean, I'm looking forward to this. Yeah. Cheers.
Please.
Cheers.
Delicioso.
The taste matches up with the smell.
Good.
A little bit of sweetness. The mouth feels so soft. Kind of has like a fruity taste to it. Like it's weird. I'd be like a melon sweet to it, like not a watermelon, but I'm trying to think what there's another melon. I can't remember what it's called.
There's a few other melons.
That is tasty. A little bit of sweetness, no dryness at all. And if there is, it's not that often. The mouth feels so soft. That is one delicious beer. Other half has not disappointed me. Maybe I think the last one wasn't so great, but it was still good. But this one is delicious. Sometimes these hit the spot, sometimes it don't. It's all these beers. You never know what you're gonna have. I never get bored of other half. I never get bored of Finback, but if I find other beers like boom, I will definitely try them. But it all depends on the dates too. But yeah, so I don't know what those hops are. They are delicious. The hops are so delicious. They are very flavorful. Man, I gotta learn about my hops, but they're so freaking delicious. Wow,
Yummy.
that is bomb. Yeah, that's happened. That's fruity. It's sweet. It's juicy or some soft mouthfeel. I'm really enjoying it. I'm trying to explain it as best I can. Sometimes I can explain it more. Sometimes I
Wash
can't.
the mouth.
But it is very delicious. Very delicious. Make sure you go back for more. That's how good it is. Yeah, that's phenomenal. Other half, keep it up. Pin back, other half, Trillium, not Trillium, but well, Trillium too, because they're up there too. Trillium, Treehouse, all those things. Pin back, yeah, all these beers are really up there with the Trillium, Treehouse, all that. Yeah, just get these beers, Treehouse, Trillium, other half, Pin back, doesn't matter. They're all good beers. That's it.
I'm not buying any of them. I'm out of
Keep it up.
here.
You're saying. Love you, Dana.
That's not terrible.
Hell not. Hell yeah, it's not terrible. But yeah, try to get this. Cheers, and I appreciate you. I'll see you in the other flavors.
The beer master himself, Alex.
Unreal. I had to put my beer in the fridge. It took so damn long, Alex.
Whoa!
I'll give you a noogie, Tanner, when we hang out.
It wasn't as cold when I put it in there.
I love you, Tanner. You're safe.
Okay, so the head pretty much dissipated from being in the mini fridge. Look at that.
Oh wow!
You can tell it's got a little bit of like a red tint. So I believe they're using actual raspberries in this. Noses.
Nosers.
The first time I smelled it, it actually was it had a good amount of acidity to it. Now it's a little bit sweeter. Still a good amount of like sour though. Guessing they probably used a good amount of raspberries. Yeah, it's like tart / sweet. Not really getting any kind of, maybe a little bit of like biscuity bready notes, but not any like hops or prominent on the nose at all. It's really just like a sweet, fruity raspberry. Pretty straightforward. Let's dive in and try it out. Cheers.
Cheers. Please be delicious. Please be delicious.
Got Angie in the house.
Hey, let's say Angie. What's up, my
All right,
friend?
so the mouthfeel, you can tell it's a wheat beer. It's got a little bit more of a just thickness to it, but still on the lighter side. Definitely not nothing crazy. A little bit of sweetness, not overly sweet, and there's a slight acidity, but it's actually more like floral, kind of flowery on the finish. Slightly drying. It's really like the carbonation kind of sucks. It's almost like the carbonation's like kind of flat.
Oh, that's not
I
what you
really
want.
wish it was a little bit more carbonated for sure. Given the body, I feel like it just doesn't match with something like this. You would want to drink this like a hot summer day. You want it to have a little bit more carbonation to it, you know. So you don't want to get all full and bloated and shit. The flavor's good. It's actually a little bit lackluster. I thought it was going to be sweeter. A little disappointed. Nothing offensive though, I would say. Slightly watery. 5%, not bad. I mean, it's still not super cold. That's probably what's doing it to me as well. But like I said, it definitely needs to be more carbonated. I bet this on draft is way better than out of a can.
Yeah. Sometimes that's the case, Mr. Tanner, as we all know.
And look, malt beverage.
Hell yeah.
with natural.
Nope, damn.
It's all right. I'll sit and sip on it. Maybe it'll get better. Not really. I don't really have high grade. I kind of had a feeling that this was going to be just kind of subpar. I definitely wish it had more prominent, like sweet kind of raspberry. It just was a little bit more carbonated to make it more of like a fruity summertime kind of beverage. But yeah, I'll sit and sip on it. Let you know what I think about it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Tanner. Toast.
Oh, yeah. Cheers.
Now we're on to
Most
Bumpy.
excellent, dude.
Bumpy.
Still hot in here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh yeah, the aromas.
You have to.
It smells like some type of like orange cake.
Orange cake? Did you say cake?
Yeah.
I think you said orange cake. This looks very bumpy.
They
Not
said
cake.
first.
Cake.
Like a Superman cape?
Keep it up. Love you, Tanner.
Eat me.
You're
Or-
saying
or-
It's your head.
Or a Batman cape.
or a Tim.
Yeah. I don't know. It's citrusy. It's kind of tropical. It's got that kind of cake type aroma. So maybe some sweetness coming from the malt. So maybe a little bit of like a berry. All right. Cheers.
Smelled very good. Cheers.
So, hell yeah.
Got that right, Mr. Tanner.
It's a pretty creamy mouthfeel.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, Alex. There you go. Made out.
Hell yeah. We got a creamy mouthfeel in the house. Oh, yeah. Cheers.
oh my
Yeah.
God. Somebody,
Seems to be
somebody
about a
put that.
medium body.
Yeah, that's funny. Sorry.
I have fun, beer man. I'm sorry.
Carbonation, I'd say, is it's kind of lighter than moderate. It seems like it's a little bit of a lower carbonation level. Still carbonated. Lots of malt presence. It seems to be bready, biscuity on the malt side. Hops, they do give off kind of a citrusy, a slight tropical type note with lots of grass, just tons of grass in this. That's the bitterness. The bitterness hits like mid palate and carries through, and it's all grass. And I'd say it's kind of on the higher side of bittering. See, I say it's low carbonation. I start belching uncontrollably.
I know. I hate the feeling, Bumpy. I know. I hate the feeling.
When I switched it around in my palate a little bit, I can pick up on like a little bit of like a kind of like a cooked pineapple.
Cream, yeah.
Damn, yeah, the grassy bitterness, man. It's 7.5% ABV.
Nice.
They just call it a New England IPA. I mean, that does reach double standards. Double standards. So I mean, it does drink like it's a double IPA, especially with the bitterness of it. I am getting some burning going on in the throat, and I don't think that's from the alcohol. I think that is hop burn.
Whoa.
So yeah, I'd say being just a little over a week old, it's probably got a lot of hops that could settle out and maybe drink a little less grassy would be nice. But yeah, I'll continue to sip on it and come up with a Scorio. My Spanish lessons for you all.
Oh my God. Thank you, Bumpy, for the review. Hey, here, man. He's ready to go. With the,
Hey, all right, ready. Okay, so yeah, this was I didn't read this. I didn't see it, and I'll read it real quick. So it's a collaboration with our friends at Grasslands Barbecue. I don't know where that's from or where they're at. It's a hoppy corn lager. It rides in smooth, packing a punch of Mount Hood hops and a subtle swagger of, and I won't go into the notes.
What did
But,
Bearman say? Did he say, and then you get some?
Yeah, something like that. I've had a little grass earlier. All right, so
Anyway.
Oh my gosh, everybody, we need to call the ambulance. Beerman has turned into a goat.
okay. There you go. That's it. Corn lager. Definitely, there is a corn presence. Now that I know it has a corn lager, it is a corn lager. Yeah, it kind of smells like a cream ale or something, but a lager. Well, it's a lager too, sort of. Yeah, it's got kind of that corny cracker kind of Pilsner malt thing. Maybe a little bit of sweetness in there, a little honey, maybe possibly. A citrus, lemon, kind of a lemony kind of citrus, sweet lemon. Not like lemonade, kind of like lemonade to be honest. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. All right, enough smelling. Let's I think I'm supposed to put my finger on that because it's a fingerprint on the.
Wait a minute, a fingerprint? What?
This is a fingerprint of New Glarus Brewing Company.
Oh.
It's made by the government.
Great beer. Great beer. I've had New Gladys beers.
That's the state of Wisconsin. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I've had their beers. I've had them.
I got it from my dad when he passed.
It's made by the government to clone you, beer man.
Yes. Press here.
Cheers, and please be delicious.
Well, it's not as cold as I wanted it to be. Oh, I'll get into the mouthfeel, body, and finish later. The flavor, though, right away, is very like purple sweet grape. I said this on the line last night. Last night I got a purple sweet grape as well. There's a grape juice kind of thing going on here.
Interesting.
What are the hops again? What did you say the hops were?
Mount Hood.
Okay.
Which I've used Mount Hood in the past, like when I first started brewing, but I didn't realize it was going to give this kind of thing. That's kind of nice. Yeah, no, it works really well for like a West East Side kind of like noble feeling of a hop. You know, it works really well in the beer, especially in this light, nice Pilsner corn lager. But no, it kind of has like a taste of a cream ale, but lighter, crispier, not as ale-y. It's got kind of a cleaner feel and quality to it. And it's very lemony, like almost like a lemon, kind of like a lemongrass more. And then you get like that like spice, peppery lemon. There's like a little noble there, but you also get like that like kind of a grape juice thing or something, and with like a hint of melon and kiwi. I got kiwi in my other one too. What is wrong with my palate lately? I don't know. The beer is
you're just feeling what you taste. That's all you're doing.
well, the beer last night had the same thing, so I guess it just had similar kind of things. I don't know, but
it's a mystery, man.
The mouthfeel, the finish is really dry. Really nice. Low, but packs a punch. And it actually said it in the description, so it's like kind of low ABV, packs a really nice punch. Feels like it has more body than it is, but it is kind of a light, crispy body. Mouth feels really crispy. Just goes down really nice. There's a little hint of like maybe white grape as well as the purple grape. There's a little white winey grape thing going on. But other than that, it's nice. Good carbonation. It needs to be a little colder, but I'm really digging it. Cheers. Oh, it's a rice
Boulder,
lager.
Colorado. Or whatever.
Wait. Did you say corn or rice?
You said
Corn. Okay. Yeah. So there you go. Cheers.
And a very, what am I trying to say? It sounds like a very complex kind of a beer for what the bill of grains are. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Definitely.
So we're gonna go to another corn lagering beer. I guess it's a really good segue. And did you know the inventor of a Segway actually died on a Segway?
Oh.
He fell off of a cliff.
You're a saint.
Beer is not. I'm not a saint. That guy wasn't a saint either. He fell off of his bike and he died.
Cheers.
Oh, wait a minute. Wow, this got morbid really quickly. Let's go to the mosh pits to a circle.
Oh yeah.
Malt liquor, a 7.5% ABV malt liquor from the fine folks at Narragansett Beer in collaboration with Providence, Rhode Island. Let me try this again. Narragansett Beer in collaboration with Providence, Rhode Island's own hardcore band Edict. Go check them out. I should go and find some links to them later, and maybe we'll check out a little clip of them live. So they did this beer, as I mentioned earlier, they did this beer in collaboration with Narragansett Brewery for their 4th anniversary of Narragansett. That came out. That was an April 5th, 2025 beer that they came out with. Again, they're utilizing, their website says, we're thrilled to launch our new Circle Pit malt liquor that puts a craft spin on malt liquor by utilizing locally malted barley and German noble hops. They say the result is unpretentious, no frills, and unidentably delicious beer. Finishes medium dry with notes of freshly baked bread and just a hint of sweetness imparted by the corn in the recipe. And I didn't realize this until I read the website posting here. And they say we will have 100 special edition bottles available for purchase at the anniversary party. But I do believe, because I was there a couple of weeks ago, you can still find these bottles. They are like $10 or $11, so they're not really cheap beers for what they reportedly should be as a malt liquor. But I kind of wanted to get a bottle and minimally on a wild card, or have my own at most review on the show. But I may be able to get another beer again. I kind of want to put this out on the show, so let's do that. It did have a good 3-finger head. It is super carbonated, like you would expect for a malt liquor style beer. I didn't mention it the second time. 7.5% ABV. And yeah, it looks like the part. It's a little darker. Yeah, it's a little darker than a traditional American style adjunct lager, which really is what a malt liquor is for the most part.
Malt liquor.
The nosing. If you've had malt liquor before, like a Colt 45 or a Old English 800.
Oh, sorry.
I will say, even if you've had some of the ice brewed beers of adjunct lager origin from the United States, you will understand the nosing to this beer. It has that really concentrated, sweeter adjunct aroma, like really corn forward on that one. It smells exactly like one of those beers. It's very bready in the background after that, like a biscuity, malty bread. So the German noble hops are coming through just a little bit. It definitely has pale malty or that pale maltiness in the background with that corn and like a wet kind of cardboardy, grainy note as well to it. So it smells like a malt liquor to an absolute T. They nailed the aroma. Did they nail the taste? Let's go for it.
Cheers, please be delicious.
A hardcore band put out a malt liquor with a local brewery. Holy crap. So some of these New England, wait a minute. Well, it is New England brewed.
It is. You got that right.
These ice beers The malt liquors and even adjunct lagers can have a little bit of like a fruity twinge to them. And this definitely has a really, I would say the adjunct, like a Budweiser kind of a beer or like a PBR, does have that tiny itty bitty fruity twinge. But this thing is like up in your face with like the corny sweetness. And I'm not sure what kind of a fruitiness it is, but there is like this big old fruit bomb kind of a sweetness mixed in with that corn, grainy, papery, kind of cardboardy note to it. That's not negative. They're trying to make a malt liquor, and to a T, even a little bit buttery, to a T, did they create that flavor?
Did you say buttery, Mr. Eric? Or
I did.
How much junk did they add to it for it to be an
An adjunct amount. Oh, shit.
I want to make a beer called Adjunct Lager.
Next time I go to that brewery, which could be kind of soon, I don't know. I should ask them about that. But for them to say, and just a hint of sweetness imparted by corn, just a hint. If a hint is if a hint translates to a treasure trove, then they did a hint of corn sweetness.
I'm gonna do an adjunct lager as an adjunct lager, and I'm gonna do a.
You're gonna add candy and corn and shit to it,
and it's gonna be in a junk in the trunk imperial stout because it's gonna be a big ass stout.
Just add bad food to it because you're adding junk.
Hey Tanner,
junk in the trunk stout.
Make sure it's a 20% stout, and I'll definitely try it with you.
Yeah, there you go. 20%.
So, anyways, to a T is this classically the malt liquor flavor. You will not like this beer or appreciate this beer if you are really put off by American style lager sweetness to the max. It's not like I'm drinking like overly sugary lemonade from
not at all.
Like a Chick-fil-A or something like that, but it is super sweet. And it's a light body of the beer is, I would say it's on the light side of medium. It is crisp.
Nice.
Maybe semi-dry is the word for that, because now it's starting to dry. And it is refreshing as all hell, and you're not really assessing 7.5. You're getting it a little bit. There's not really a big warmth to it or anything like that. But you can tell there's a little bit more heft and body, like a malt liquor will give you, that eludes to you that it's a bigger beer in general. I would say it's dry. I would say in general, this isn't everybody's cup of tea. It's way too sweet for a lot of individuals and folks. But I think if you saw the word malt liquor and you put into terms what your, not what your impressions are, what you think, what connotates a malt liquor in theme or like in lifestyle. But if you think about, I've had malt liquor, I've had a 40 ounce of a beer, or I've had an ice beer like natural ice or something like that, or a natty or something like that, and you go into this beer with that flavor profile in mind, it's pretty much doing that to a T. So whether you like this beer or not, I will give you a rating, but this hits the mark to a T. For like $10 or $11 for the bottle of this, I think they missed the mark almost entirely on this. On the bottom.
It should be a 6-pack.
It should be $5 to $6. It should be under $10 is what that thing should be.
Right, but I think it should be a 6-pack for all the beef.
Or even just $10.
I didn't really want to buy a 4 or 6-pack. Yeah,
I can't. What say, Eric? What say, Eric?
They do some canned configurations in a package like a 4. I think they do a 4-pack of these.
Awesome beans.
You can do it that way too. There's a little bit of an appley, red appley kind of a note to this one too. It's a pretty good beer overall. It's pretty novel, but hardcore Rhode Island metal Narragansett malt liquor. I'm very intrigued.
Oh, that's Narragansett. Okay, I remember I had that beer on draft. I was trying to think about the brewery. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right.
I went there with Kyle. No, I went there with Kyle one night. I think it might have been a night that you said that you had to go home or something, and me and him just went to Narragansett. But I remember I did have that beer on draft. I did like it, but I remember it being like pretty damn sweet for a malt liquor.
Yeah, I think that's.
But also, Mr. Tanner, did you taste any butteriness? Because Mr. Eric has said he's tasted butteriness. Because when you taste butteriness,
like the diacetyl that was meant to be there to mimic the flavors to a malt liquor.
I thought it was pretty good.
I can't hear you. What do you say, Tanner?
No, I just said I liked it. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, but did you taste any butteriness? Because Tanner has, Eric said butteriness.
I don't remember. It was,
but that to me is reminiscent enough to even adjunct lagers where it has that diacetyl note, and you would almost expect it in that kind of a style of beer. And the first time before we get to round 3, we're digressing with this malt liquor beer here. But the first time I had I guess a Steel Reserve in college. I don't know, 211, the 8.1% or whatever it was. I get my first reaction to it was I don't know what I meant, but I said it tastes like bromated butter, like it was that kind of like oily, buttery, sweet, what the world kind of thing. This isn't quite on that level of like the nasty thing, but if you don't even remotely understand those beers or have any knowledge about those kind of things and you kind of look down on that whole scene of beer, this may just be like a what the F, no thank you kind of a beer. So not a beer for everybody, but if you're in the know about said style, you might have a good time with that beer.
And I would have a good time too. I'm already been.
You know what? I think you want to tell us in round 3 with your beer. We're going to get to the grades and letter scores, however you want to conclude. We're going to do that with Alex, and let us know. He drank another half this evening. What would you rate it out of 100 on your rating?
Well, I'm actually enjoying it. I've had a second can of it. I mean, I always do, obviously. But this is really delicious. When I was drinking it a few minutes ago, I did taste something. As it got warmed up, it didn't taste disgusting at all. It had that pepperiness. I realized that there's some pepperiness into it too, which is cool. That's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm tasting. Hold on. See, I'm not tasting any pepperiness now because of the fact that it's cold and I put a new can in it. And even though I had a little bit of that old of the other beer, yeah, when I was drinking that, it was getting warmed up, but it was not tasting disgusting at all. It was tasting delicious no matter what. Again, it all depends on the beer. So this is very tasty, very very tasty. The hops, there is hops in here. I did look at the hops, but because of my brain thing. No. It tells you the hops, but yeah, there might not be hops. I don't know.
You're a beer master. This can't be. You can't be a beer master, Ken. There's no hops in your beer.
Yeah.
Heather flower or something?
No, but I do taste that pepperiness stuff too. It's very, very delicious. I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. I really am.
Good. Okay. So what is your? We got 2 questions for you. I didn't want to stifle you there, but what's your rating? And then what's your rating? And then because I think the public wants to know. After you give the rating, let us know over the course of drinking some beers in your lifetime. Do you prefer other half or Finback? Ooh.
Well, again, I've only been drinking other half in the past couple of years. Finback, I'm not so sure how long I've been drinking, but other half has been around for the past couple of years with me. So, yeah, Finback and other half have been delicious. But I am definitely looking forward to one day to try a stout from Finback and other half. Although I do have another half stout.
Really? I've never heard of a Finback stout. That'll be cool.
No, there's a Finback. If you ask Legendary Jordan, he's my witness. Legendary Jordan. You ask that, Legendary Jordan. There is a banana stout. We can talk about that when Mr. Jordan comes on the Beer Man show.
Or we get too far off of the rails on a
But
crazy.
I digest on that one. Like
You
Mr.
you
Eric
you
said.
digest. You digest.
So let's get back to this beer of hand.
Yeah,
But
what's the rating number on that one?
If you want to try other half or Finback or any beers that I've tried, it's good. I'm gonna shut up. The rating
Rating,
on
yes.
this.
Yeah.
The rating.
Sorry for stifling you, putting us off. Yes.
I love you, Eric. You asked me this question. I answered. I'm gonna give it
94. No, 90, 99.
90.
I'm gonna give it a 98. So you're I'm enjoying the flavor. I'm enjoying it. It's delicious. It's tasty. That's all I gotta say.
Thanks, Al.
That's me. Appreciate it. Cheers.
And he's ready at the same time we bring him up.
Yep.
All right. So for the Raspberry Reef, it's pretty good. I mean, so with a wheat beer, of course, you get a little bit more of a mouthfeel.
Mhm.
Flavors are pretty good. Started to get kind of like this raspberry kind of candy-like flavor, so it had that a little bit more of the acidity and the sweetness were standing out a little bit more. But what I was kind of realizing was the wheat ale base like style beer with raspberry is not as appealing to me or drinkable or as like enjoyable to me as like a raspberry lager. And I was thinking, I'm like, what the hell raspberry lager do I remember? So the Purple Haze by Vita, I would say, you know, you don't get that mouthfeel, but you definitely get more of like carbonation and I don't know. Both are really good beers. I think this, as far as a number, I would land it probably around like maybe like 84. But it's a good beer. Like I said, I feel like the style is just not something that I would want to drink too many of. Like I said, I would probably more so rather drink like a raspberry lager, especially like right now.
That's what the Purple Haze is the raspberry lager.
Yeah. That's what I was talking about, the Avita one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I could probably put back like a 6-pack of that right now, but because it's like what 95, 100 degrees outside.
Yeah, it was.
If we were trying to drink a 6-pack of these, I would definitely be like, nope, gotta move on to something lighter. But yeah, that being said, still a solid beer. I mean, Grace Ale, they make good stuff.
Oh no, they're great.
And I bet you any money this beer would be 10 times better on draft. Yeah, 84 is a solid number though. So cheers, guys.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Right.
So you had because we mentioned it. I don't think we reiterated again. But Gray Sales Raspberry Reef is a wheat beer as opposed to the Avita Purple Haze, which is the lager.
Raspberry lager.
So yeah, there's your comparison, but they are both of res.
Sounds delicious to me.
That'd be cool little A and B comparison sometime. Hey, puppyisms. Sounds like you had a cool beer.
So we get this one from Stoneface, regularly scheduled programming. Yeah, I'd say maybe this one's a little too green. I'm not a big fan of like the super grassy bitterness. It drinks all right. I don't know. The malt's a little bit different. They're bringing out some biscuits and stuff like that. So I don't know, I'm kind of feeling this one in the top end good. I would land it a 4.0 out of 5.
Nice. All right. Marks. Okay.
Banging. Straight banging. That sounds like a great beer. We do get Stoneface in New England, so maybe we'll have to find someone Beer Man comes back over into Albany area.
Yeah. A bunch of stuff I didn't get to try.
That is September, but we digress.
That'd be cool.
Exactly. That's a couple months away.
Yeah. So I wrote notes, but I don't usually ever go off my notes. But this one was crazy. So it was. I mean, like it had like that corny pilsner thing, like cracker, like maltiness. But that Mount Hood really brought on a nice, noble kind of peppery sting to it. So I mean, Mount Hope would be really good in a porter stout, something like that. But it'd be also very good, I think, in a noble forward kind of like German lager too, to mix it with like
Nice.
because it comes from Hallertau as a family, so it's kind of cool to know that. Thanks to Eric putting that up, and then I looked it up at Yakima as well. Yeah, so it's crazy lemony lemongrass grape juicy. Actually, that grape juice was really cool. They were saying jasmine flower. I don't really know what jasmine flower smells like, but it did have like a slight soft floral kind of aroma thing going on. A little pear, white grape, even winey Chardonnay-ish like grape. But then you also had that purple sweet juice that grape juice kind of like sweetness in the front. Very nice, light, dry, easy to drink. So yeah, I would give this. I'd probably go like a 4.2. It was right, kind of like pushing into the very good range. Yeah, so very, very, very nice. Cheers.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Cheers to you, bud.
Trying to drink
Sure.
more water
Sure.
in my day here. I haven't done enough of that today. What was I gonna say really quickly? Again, I got some stuff in the wings for some beer reviews that I do need to put out on YouTube. One of them is literally a cold IPA from Wayfinder. So I got to put that one out. And I also bought I drank it casually with some family, a can of their rice lager as well. I was really, I don't know, like head over heels maybe is not the right word, but pretty happy overall as a brewery with those Wayfinder beers. And they seem like they do a lot of, I don't know if I would necessarily call them an, you know what I mean when I say like an IPL, like India Pale Lager kind of a brewery, but do they not do like if they did a cream ale, which they probably do, or like a Kolsch, that would be amazing. Like the hybrid of take your ale, yeast, and lager that thing and do fun stuff with it. I think they do a really good job, even just the 2 cans that I've had. Right. So good stuff from Wayfinder. I would like to get more from them on Tavour. This Circle Pit from our friends at Narragansett Brewery and our local Southern Rhode Island metal band, or just Rhode Island hardcore metal band Edict. 7.5% malt liquor. I'm trying to remember here because my buddy Kyle and I were there when they released the beer and they were doing some tastings of it. They had it on tap.
Nice. And
I will maybe share this a little bit later, a little excerpt of the concert that my buddy Kyle took. We saw them live. I was trying to remember exactly what I thought about for a number. I think I thought about an 82 out of 100 just during the evening of drinking this beer. And let me see. Let me take another sip of this beer.
Please be delicious again, Eric.
Thank you, sir. I think
welcome.
When it warms up a little bit, there's more of a you dilute this with a filtered apple cider, so it's more like an apple juice. You mix that with the beer at this point, and you make it like a snake bitey kind of a drink. That's sort of what that tastes like now when it warms up a little bit. Not still a bad beverage. It's more like a apple cider now. So it's really adjunct lagery with a higher corn concentration, sweeter level to bring up the ABV. It's malt liquor to a T. And if you don't like malt liquor, you have a affinity against, I don't know if that's the word. You have a inclining towards things that aren't malt liquors, aren't adjunct lagers, aren't the ice brewed beers in the United States. This is very much reminiscent not only of malt liquors, but of like the ice brewed sweeter flavors to beer. I don't think you would like this.
You're talking about natty ice and stuff like that. I've had that. I had a 30 pack. Yeah,
those beers are they're a little different, but those kind of beers to me do a similar sweeter flavor, like a malt liquor can. But
as I said, they are sweet. That was sweet.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that 82, and I think that's a really, 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 really good rating. Honestly, I commend a brewery like Narragansett for saying, we're going to brew a malt liquor. And for them to say on their website, we launched this malt liquor that puts a craft spin on malt liquor by utilizing locally malted barley and German noble hops. Nothing got really too out of proportion or whack in this beer. It said malt liquor. It's exactly what it tastes like. They use really good ingredients.
That's it makes good beers.
Yeah. So they made a really good. At the end of the day, they made a really good style of beer. Oh, let me put. That's not what I'm trying to say. They made this style of beer with really good ingredients, and it still came out exactly like the style should. So for that alone, would I say, yeah, I'll give the beer an 82 out of 100. But as if I were to go on rate beer and say, what would I rate the style overall? I might just go like, this is 100 out of 100 for malt liquor. Like this is a 2
Oh, 100. Okay.
As a beer style, 100. As my preference, 82. I think it's worthy of your time if you're ever in the area and you like more American lagering style beers. Narragansett #1 is the brewery for you, most likely. And #2, yeah, try this beer. Good stuff. You cannot drink a bunch of these. I wouldn't drink 3+ and then try to like drink some other beer styles at their brewery.
No, I think I would drink 1 or 2 and then move on because that would, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so there you go. Really cool stuff there. So let's go to one of my favorite. I know we end the show, but it's one of my favorite rounds we do here on Wildcard Wednesday. We do the YouTube round. We're at the hour mark, so we haven't really gone that long, which is great. So on this channel, we talk about the YouTube round, and there's the subscription button, and I'm going to put that up here because Alex the Beer Master, East Coast LQ Reviews, Bumpyisms, Beer Man himself. I am Thomas Metal 75. We all have YouTube channels. Hopefully, most people know that.
Yes.
Would implore you to go to all of our channels and hit that subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up on this channel, on this live as well. But go to our channels, hit that subscribe button, and then hit that notification bell. Because when you hit the notification bell for all of our channels, you'll be notified not only of any changes and updates to the channel, to our channels, but you'll be notified if we do something like this, go live. So, without further ado, a couple of things here. I want to hear from each of you guys. Tell us about your channel, what's going on, and I like to pose it this way. Recently, let us know what you've been watching recently on YouTube for channels, and what you think would be interesting for the rest of our viewers to check out, whether it's beer, whiskey, any kind of liquor related, or something totally unrelated. What's cool to watch on YouTube? Alex, take it away.
Well, before I do that, I'm going to take it. It's a history of me doing this because it's much easier. Obviously, for my channel is Monday. I do my Alex Friends if I decide to do it at 8 o'clock. Tuesday, I don't do that because I got the Beer Man stuff, which is cool, which I enjoy. And then Wednesday, it's an Eric thing. And then, but Thursday is, Alex and Friends around 10 o'clock, 10:30, but decided to do it. And then Friday is Come Have a Beer with Alex. So Friday will be Come Have a Beer with Alex around 8 o'clock, no matter what. I wasn't going to do it this Friday, but I'm not going to a yard sale, so I'm not going to worry about that now. Because I was helping my friend Buster, so that will be happening. Come have a beer with Alex around 8 o'clock on Friday, and I do my walking streams, my members only stuff or whatever. Again, haven't done any members only stuff. Again, eventually, me and Mr. Tanner or Eric or one of my peeps will be joining me, and we'll be doing members only stuff eventually in person, because I have some sauces that we want to try. Mr. Tanner knows this.
Hot sauce?
Yeah, it's a beer sauce, 2 beer sauces.
Cool.
I have that for me and the Mr. Tanner. So if you join us, Eric, we can do that too in person because Tanner doesn't have a sauce. I have it. So when he gets here, whenever that may be, we will bury that for sure. And then try it with burgers, whatever we're gonna do. Hey, maybe it'll be Burger King burgers. We'll try it on. I don't know. I don't give a crap. I'm gonna enjoy it regardless of when we're gonna do it.
Yeah, barbecue.
Exactly. And now probably be members only stuff because again, I don't normally do sauces, even though it will be a mix to a food review, possibly. But we'll see what Legendary Tanner wants to do, you want to do, and whoever else wants to join. But whatever, I digest on that. So yeah, so check out Rick Joplin over at Peeps Have a YouTube channel. And then let's see here. Let's see if I have any new peeps. Let's check it out. New peeps.
My question poses it doesn't even
Go ahead,
have
Mr. Eric. Go ahead.
Community. Anybody really? Anything really you're watching recently?
I have not watched this one yet. I just subscribed to her. But check that out. I have not watched her yet. It's a food reviewer channel.
Bittersweet. Wait a minute. Go up again a little bit.
There you go.
Wait. Bittersweet Eats.
Yeah, I like my food reviews.
88,000 subscribers. She needs more.
I love my food reviews, so let me put that on the
You've been watching that recently. Nice.
So obviously, and then you got Billy. Billy. Let me see. It's not a new channel, but still one of our friends. No, Billy. No, PG-13. The Billy Hounds show. So
Bill Hounds. Yeah.
Whoever else doesn't know who he is, check him out.
Fun.
Check out the Germ. Check out the Germ.
The Germ. He sounds like a villain from like a.
No, don't worry. Don't worry. Not the front. It's the Germ. Don't let the he's monetized.
Something thousand subscribers.
Yeah, he's monetized like us. I mean,
what does he do?
Doesn't matter.
What does the Germ do?
He does all sorts of stuff. He does hiking. He does
lifestyle stuff.
Abandoned stuff, or he does like history.
Abandoned. That's why you like.
Yeah, well, it's not abandoned stuff per se, but I still enjoy his stuff. And then we also have one of our peeps that you guys know, Joe. You can check out Joe, the Beer Patrol.
Joe from California. There, yes, yeah.
So we got that one too. So check him out. So you got.
That's a good shout out.
Exactly. So check out Joe Beer Patrol. Check out Joe the gamer here.
Whatever his name is.
So check him out. Check out legendary Matt from Massive Beer Reviews. I'm gonna shut up after this because
I forgot to say we only get 2 of these. So
exactly. Well, I'm done. But this is the last one. So check out Matt.
What the hell happened, Alex? What happened?
No, you threw me off. That's what happened. So check out Massive Beer Reviews. Cheers. So
cheers.
Thank you. Adios. I'm going. See you in 20 years.
Oh, no, thank you, Alex. Tanner, what's going on to your channel? Let us know. And what are you watching recently?
Thank you,
Alex.
You're welcome, but I'm sorry. I digest.
I digress.
Digress.
Hey, Alex, what did you eat? Damn.
I haven't seen that in a while. Digress. Thank you. Not digress.
All right, Tanner, you're up.
All right. Check out for more beer reviews, like reviews on my channel. Need to do the live stream launch. So I can brew the beer before the meetup in September.
Oh yeah.
Got to do that. And then as far as shout outs for other people, check out Just Drinking. They're more of like a rum channel, but they're live right now. You check out their channel. And then also check out The Lager Room. Smaller channel. They're actually live as well.
I'm looking that up.
Check them out. Cheers.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Nice to have you on the channel. And you, Alex.
The Lager Room.
Shout
cheers.
it out away.
Yeah. I'd say check out Miscellaneous Beer Reviews if you haven't. He does a lot of live streams.
Yeah.
A lot of them are just kind of chill, hang out type lives. He also puts up a lot of shorts, chugging shorts, where he chugs beer,
Yeah.
music. On my channel, I got my beer reviews. I got 3 I put out a week: Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Frozen pizza reviews. That one was chunky. Frozen pizza reviews on Tuesdays.
Chunky beer reviews.
And most excellent. Sometimes I'll get some shorts out there as well, with the dogs or with something possibly
You
dark.
can review your shorts.
Cheers.
Cheers, dude.
Didn't you review your shorts once in Rhode Island?
Yeah, I'm wearing those shorts right now.
Yeah, remember that? They're like,
I have a pocket now. I kept stitching up. So I'm gonna shout 2 people out real quick. Cheers, Bumpy man. Cheers, everyone. The Beer Patrol. Yeah.
yeah.
Legendary Beer Patrol. Let's not forget that.
He puts a lot of stuff up. But 3 hours ago he put up a West Coast IPA from 42 North Brewing Company, so go check that out. And yeah, hopefully we'll see that dude. And Ridgeopolis. I know I shouted him already, but I'm going to tell you what Ridgeopolis actually did in the past 9 hours. And
Very
it
good.
was together as one North Park Beer Company Brew Host Brewing collab. And of course there was a New England IPA.
He knows it all, Ridgeopolis. You know
That's
this.
what he likes.
Knows it all.
Yeah, there you go. As far as my stuff goes, first of all, I want to say thank you, Eric, for letting me on your channel. I appreciate it.
As always.
Yeah, so got 2 lives. Tuesday I do What the Style Now instead of Beer and Cheese, and that starts at just kind of varies when I get home at the moment because of summer.
Sure.
But 8:30 is when at the latest that I like to go. So yeah, we'll try and do it, but usually 8 Eastern, and then today is after Eric's show. Will be all spun out. They're kind of similar. They use a wheel, this, that, but this one's about finding 3 adjectives. A beer that has 3 descriptive words, and you bring it back to the plate, and we review it, and then we guess the ABV. You win something at the end of the month. This is the last week of the month, so we're going to announce a winner tonight for the month. So, yeah, hopefully you guys do well. And then we just hang out afterwards, off air, Trying to think of anything else. I'm trying to brew a beer. I got a tribute beer that I'm doing for Keep It Funky Beer and Dank Reviews. He sent me a shit bomb load of fucking beers, so I figured the only way to do this is to pay him back with a nice tribute. So I'm gonna send him 6 for those beers. We're gonna do a West Coast IPA with Centennial, Simcoe, and Azaka hops. So we'll see how that goes, and we can always figure something out where we can put a panel together. I do gotta soften it down a bit because I've got to pay off some cards for the trip, and I've got to get a hotel. So I'm like, okay. So, but yeah, it's gonna be slowing down a little bit until after the trip. But
I'll give you a spray, dude. I'll give you a spray.
But yeah, so cheers, thank you. That was a lot to say and spray, but much love. Hell yeah.
All right. Well, I am going to. I put it in the chat of the video, but I wanted to say, Brittany says, "Cheers, everyone." Hey, what's up, Brittany? All right, and miscellaneous.
Cheers, Brittany. Cheers, Brittany.
9/11 to 9/15. Miscellaneous. What the? Whoa! I guess I'm gonna have to meet at Boston. I guess I'm gonna have to meet up with that guy. I guess. That'll be good.
That's cool, man. All right.
We're
That's
not
really
even that far off, honestly.
What's Sons of Angels doing?
We're ending our vacation, and then he's coming here, right there, man.
Eric, what is Angel doing? Eric,
I don't know what he's doing. He's coming to Boston in 9/11 and 9/15 in September 15th or 11th through 15th for some reason.
I'll have to see if I
We'll
can join.
find out about that at some point. But
I'll talk to you later, Andrew. We'll talk about that.
yeah, I wanted to shout out the band that put forth with Narragansett Brewing.
Yeah.
This malt liquor, Edict. There's their band website, edict666.com.
Nice.
And you can go. I guess I will. I don't think anybody of them are. Well, actually, I got one of their members as a friend on Facebook, but I can shout them out really quickly. Here's their website. Their new album Headless is available on all your streams, all your streaming websites. You want some merch? Boom, get some merch. You want an album, literally, in a CD. You can go get.
I like that band. It's really cool sounding.
Very good. You know what? We'll play a little bit of their album or of them live from the day that my buddy Kyle and I saw them at their beer release. They're kind of heavy and crazy and angry, but fun.
Oh, damn. Nice. There's the meaning of eating right there.
And there you have it.
You can see the people start clearing out.
Yeah, a lot of people did when they started playing, but it was their own beer show that they put out, but or beer for the show that they put out at the brewery. But I wanted to shout out some channels before I get to my own thing quickly. I'm trying to find it. Our buddy Jordan is not here today, but Keep It Funky,
Legendary Jordan,
Dank, I think it is. Keep It Funky and Dank beer review. So that's Jordan out there in Albany. Will be there with Beer Man. I don't know if Bumpyisms is coming. Hopefully, East Coast Liquor Reviews will be there. Thomas will be there. Alex will be there if he can get on the damn.
Well, I'm trying, but it may not work out. But I'm trying. That's all I can do. Try.
Closest we've ever been in your life.
I will bury it, but I will give Bumpy a noogie. So
so there's that, and another channel to
an e-noogie.
Well, one more channel to shout out would be, let's go to Canada. Shane's Craft Beer Review.
Who is it?
You should check that channel out for some good craft beers in the, I believe, Ontario area. So,
who is it?
Shane's Craft Beer Review. Shane's Craft Beer Review. I assume you're friends with him. If you're friends and you watch Rajay's Beer Ventures, then you should know Shane's Craft Beer Review.
If you're down with P, then you're down with me.
Yeah,
thank you, Bumpy. Other than that, just to shout myself out quickly, I appreciate everybody, 5,000 people watching that have joined the program here. And still, Thomas Metal 75 is the channel name. I run the programs of Massachusetts Beer Reviews, Massachusetts Whiskey Reviews, Massachusetts Tequila Reviews, which could include any agave spirit. I did 2 rum reviews. I got to do more than that. So thank you all for joining on that particular portion of YouTube. And I want to say on behalf of Alex, the Beer Master, East Coast Liquor Reviews, Bumpy Isms, Beer Man, and myself, Thomas Metal 75. This guy named Soft review deserves a shout out. So cheers to you, Mr. Soft. That didn't sound right.
Nice to meet you, Soft. Nice to meet you. I don't think I've seen you on here before, but nice.
As long as you're not hard.
That is a good name for a band once Beer Man describes Edict. I like that.
Keep it up.
So yeah, as long as you're not hard, you're what the world? Oh, that's not wrong. So on behalf of Alex the Beer Master, East Coast Liquor Reviews, Bumpyisms, and Beer Man, I'm Thomas Mel 75. We all drank beer tonight. Until next time, keep tasting those great beers. Cheers. We'll see you soon. I got an announcement to make before we leave, but Alex, you can do your sign off before that.
Obviously, I'm doing my aerobics.
I do it right now, and then I'll do my shout out.
I'm doing my aerobics now, but hey, that's my aerobics just to prove to you. This is Alex the Beer Master, and we will see you all on the next live stream and next video. This is Brewmaster signing out. Cheers. Everybody.
Please don't get offended, anybody.
Basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing.